Leadership isn't just about having a title. It's about crafting a unique identity that inspires others to follow you. Did you know that 82% of employees say they would leave their jobs because of a bad leader? That's a staggering number, yet so many people still think leadership is all about giving orders. In this video, we're diving deep into what truly makes a leader stand out. You'll discover strategies that aren't taught in textbooks or business schools. For instance, did you know that 90% of top-performing leaders possess high emotional intelligence? And that leaders who tell compelling stories can increase team performance by up to 20%. If you're ready to step up your leadership game and build a powerful identity that people will want to follow, stay tuned. We're breaking down 9 game-changing tips that will transform how you lead, from mastering the art of storytelling to building resilience in the face of adversity. Let's get started on this journey to becoming the leader you were meant to be. Chapter 1. The Visionary's Blueprint. Crafting a unique leadership style. Every leader needs a blueprint. It's not enough to just imitate others, you must carve out your own path. According to a study by the Center for Creative Leadership, 70% of leadership development occurs through on-the-job experiences. This means that your leadership style should evolve from real-world challenges, not just theory. So, how do you begin? Start by identifying your core values. What principles do you refuse to compromise on? Once you know these, align your leadership approach to them. It's also crucial to understand your strengths. As Marcus Buckingham, author of Now, Discover Your Strengths, says, the most effective leaders know their strengths and use them. This means if you're naturally good at communication, let that be a cornerstone of your style. If you're more analytical, use that to your advantage when making decisions. Next, look at adaptability. In today's fast-paced world, rigid leadership styles fail. Harvard Business Review found that adaptable leaders are 24% more likely to be high performers. Learn to adjust your approach based on the situation and the people you're leading. This doesn't mean changing your values but being flexible in how you achieve your goals. Finally, remember that leadership is a journey, not a destination. Keep refining your style as you gain more experience. The best leaders are always evolving. They aren't afraid to take risks and step out of their comfort zones to grow. Chapter 2. Authenticity Armor. Building trust through genuine leadership. Authenticity is your greatest armor in leadership. People can spot a fake from a mile away, and trust is fragile. According to the Edelman Trust Barometer, 63% of employees trust their leaders when they are transparent. So, how can you cultivate authenticity? Start by being open about your goals and intentions. Let your team know why you're making certain decisions. This openness fosters trust and makes others more willing to follow your lead. Another key is consistency. If you say one thing and do another, people will lose faith in you. Consistent actions over time build a reputation. Remember the old saying, actions speak louder than words. It's especially true in leadership. Your actions must match your words. Vulnerability is also essential. Brené Brown, in her book Dare to Lead, highlights that vulnerability is not winning or losing, it's having the courage to show up when you can't control the outcome. Don't be afraid to admit when you're wrong or when you don't have all the answers. This doesn't show weakness, it shows humanity. And people relate to that. Finally, let your personality shine. Don't try to be someone you're not. Leadership isn't about fitting a mold, it's about being the best version of yourself. When you lead with authenticity, people will naturally gravitate towards you. Chapter 3. Emotional Intelligence Mastery. Leading with empathy and insight. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is the secret sauce of great leadership. In fact, Daniel Goleman, who popularized the concept, found that EQ is responsible for 58% of a leader's job performance. So, how can you master it? Start by improving your self-awareness. This means understanding your emotions and how they affect your behavior. When you know how you feel, you can better control your reactions. Empathy is another pillar of emotional intelligence. It's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes. According to a survey by Development Dimensions International, empathy is the biggest driver of overall performance among leaders. So, listen more than you talk. Pay attention to nonverbal cues. Sometimes, what's not said is just as important as what is. When your team feels understood, they're more likely to be engaged and productive. Social skills are also crucial. This doesn't mean being a social butterfly, but knowing how to build strong relationships. It's about managing conflicts gracefully, inspiring others, and leading with compassion. Studies show that leaders with strong social skills create better team dynamics and boost morale. Finally, work on your emotional regulation. In stressful situations, leaders need to stay calm and composed. Your team looks to you for stability. Practice techniques like deep breathing or mindfulness to help manage stress. When you maintain your cool, it sets a positive tone for everyone around you. Chapter 4. Influence without authority. Cultivating leadership from any position. Leadership isn't tied to a job title. You can lead from anywhere, regardless of your position in the hierarchy. This idea is supported by a study from the Corporate Leadership Council, which found that 70% of an employee's engagement is influenced by their direct leader, regardless of that leader's formal authority. So, how do you cultivate leadership without the official title? Start by leading by example. If you consistently demonstrate a strong work ethic and positive attitude, others will follow your lead. Communication is also key. Speak up during meetings and share your ideas confidently. When you communicate clearly and effectively, people naturally start to listen. Remember, it's not about being the loudest voice in the room, but about offering valuable input. Build relationships with your peers. Leadership is about influence, and influence comes from trust. As John C. Maxwell says in the 360 Degrees Leader, leadership is not about titles, positions, or flowcharts. It is about one life influencing another. Get to know your colleagues, understand their strengths, and collaborate with them. When you support others, they'll be more likely to support you in return. Another strategy is to take initiative. Don't wait for someone to assign you tasks that showcase your skills. Volunteer for projects, suggest new ideas, and be proactive in finding solutions to problems. When you consistently deliver results, people will start to see you as a leader, even if it's not in your job description. Finally, be adaptable. The best leaders are those who can adjust to change and guide others through it. A report from McKinsey found that agile organizations are more likely to succeed, with adaptability being a core leadership trait. Show that you can thrive in different situations, and others will look to you for guidance. If you're finding this video useful, subscribe and let's get back to the exciting stuff. Chapter 5. Resilience Engine. Thriving amidst adversity. Resilience is what keeps leaders going when the going gets tough. And let's face it, every leader faces challenges. According to the American Psychological Association, resilient people are better able to cope with stress and bounce back from setbacks. So, how can you build your resilience? Start by developing a growth mindset. Carol Dweck, in her book Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, explains that those with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to learn, rather than threats. Embrace challenges and view failures as learning experiences. Another strategy is to focus on what you can control. When faced with adversity, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the things that are out of your hands. Instead, zero in on the aspects you can influence and take action there. This helps you maintain a sense of agency and reduces feelings of helplessness. Practice self-care. It might sound simple, but taking care of your physical and mental health is crucial to building resilience. Regular exercise, a healthy diet, and enough sleep can significantly improve your ability to handle stress. According to a study published in The Lancet Psychiatry, even moderate exercise can reduce the risk of depression by 26%. When you feel good physically, you're better equipped to tackle challenges mentally. Building a support network is also essential. No leader is an island. Surround yourself with people who can offer advice, encouragement, and a listening ear. Whether it's colleagues, mentors, or friends, having a strong support system can make a world of difference when times get tough. Finally, stay optimistic. Resilient leaders maintain a positive outlook even in the face of difficulties. This doesn't mean ignoring the challenges, but rather, believing in your ability to overcome them. As Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist said, When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Keep moving forward, and trust in your ability to adapt and grow. Chapter 6. Strategic Storytelling. Communicating vision with impact. Storytelling is one of the most powerful tools in a leader's arsenal. People are naturally drawn to stories. In fact, researchers at Stanford found that stories are up to 22 times more memorable than facts alone. So, how can you harness this power to communicate your vision effectively? Start by crafting a narrative that connects with your audience on an emotional level. Your story should resonate with their values, goals, and challenges. Be clear about the purpose behind your vision. As Simon Sinek famously says in his book Start With Why, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Explain the why behind your vision to inspire and motivate your team. When people understand the deeper meaning behind your goals, they're more likely to commit to them. Next, use concrete examples to make your story relatable. Abstract ideas can be hard to grasp, but when you ground them in real-life scenarios, they become more tangible. Share successes and failures, both your own and those of others, to illustrate key points. This helps your team see the practical application of your vision. Incorporate visuals wherever possible. According to research by 3M, visuals are processed 60,000 times faster in the brain than text. Use images, diagrams, and even metaphors to help paint a picture of your vision. This makes it easier for your audience to visualize the future you're aiming for. Finally, make your story dynamic. A good story isn't static, it evolves over time. Keep your narrative fresh by updating it with new developments, challenges, and achievements. This not only keeps your team engaged but also shows that your vision is adaptable and responsive to change. Chapter 7. Cultural Architect. Shaping and sustaining a positive work environment. As a leader, you're also an architect of culture. The environment you create will directly impact your team's performance and morale. According to a study by Deloitte, 94% of executives and 88% of employees believe a distinct workplace culture is important to business success. So, how do you build a positive culture? Start by setting the tone at the top. Your behavior, values, and decisions will trickle down and influence the entire organization. Lead by example in how you communicate, make decisions, and treat others. Promote inclusivity. A report by McKinsey shows that diverse teams are 35% more likely to outperform their less diverse counterparts. Encourage different perspectives, and make sure everyone feels valued and heard. This isn't just about diversity in race or gender, but also in thought and experience. When people feel included, they're more likely to contribute their best ideas. Foster collaboration by breaking down silos. Encourage cross-functional teamwork and open communication. According to a study by the Queen's University of Charlotte, 75% of employers rate teamwork and collaboration as very important, yet only 18% of employees get communication evaluations in their performance reviews. Create opportunities for team members to work together on projects, share knowledge, and support each other. This builds trust and a sense of community within the team. Recognize and reward good behavior. Positive reinforcement goes a long way in shaping culture. When you acknowledge and reward actions that align with your desired culture, you reinforce those behaviors. This doesn't always mean monetary rewards. Simple recognition or thank you can be incredibly powerful. Finally, be consistent. Culture isn't built overnight, it's the result of ongoing efforts. Keep reinforcing the values and behaviors you want to see. When everyone understands and lives the culture, it becomes the backbone of your organization, driving performance and satisfaction. Join our journey by subscribing to the channel and never miss out on our latest uploads.